I understand.
So,
but what do you see my point? You yourself
I totally
are saying,
see your
like,
point.
I don't.
But
I
our
don't know.
point.
This is just great. So Mark Kelly went on Jon Stewart, and Jon Stewart, my disappointment with him never ends. And many of you, I'm sure, know I interned at the Daily Show back in 1999, a lifetime ago, and spent a little time with him and liked him personally. And he should have been what Bill Maher became, a stalwart defender of true liberalism. He decided to go all in on wokeism and all the worst stuff. So anyway, he had Mark Kelly on. I think this is yesterday, and here he is. He kind of is He's with him as it pertains to what happened with Trump, but then Stewart turns on him suddenly. Watch the move here.
It's not complicated. If a reasonable person would think that this thing that they are asking me to do is illegal, you have an obligation. It's not an option. You have an obligation not to follow those orders.
So are the boat strikes illegal?
Well, so I've been asking this question for a long time. I'm on the Armed Services and the Intelligence Committee.
Right.
They have some complicated legal rationale, 40 pages of why these are legal. It's questionable at best. And by the way,
that's my...
At first it was fentanyl, then it was cocaine, then it was about regime change, then it was about oil.
I understand.
So,
but do you see my point? You yourself
I totally
are saying,
see your
like,
point.
I don't.
But
I don't know.
Our point is to members of the military who don't get reminded of this often. When something is clearly unlawful, you have an obligation not to follow those orders. It's a pretty simple thing. And we've seen in our history multiple times when even under those circumstances, members of the military have done stuff that was clearly over the line. We did not want that to happen.
Under the Obama administration, they did extrajudicial killings of an American citizen through drone strikes. Like, we criticize that. That's my point. Is there's enough gray area in some of these actions.
By the time the average person hits 60, they've often lost and regained hundreds of pounds. Doctors even have a name for it: weight cycling. Weight cycling is when you lose 10 or so pounds, then gain it back, plus a couple more. It's hard on your body, and truly, it's just frustrating. The bottom line is this: most people need help losing weight. That's where Lean comes in. Lean is a non-prescription oral supplement created by doctors, and the science behind it's very impressive. They studied ingredients that work in 3 powerful ways. First, Lean helps maintain healthy blood sugar. Second, it helps control appetite and cravings. And third, it helps your body burn fat by converting it into energy, which is key to keeping off weight long term. So if you want to lose meaningful weight at a healthy pace and actually keep it off, add Lean to your lifestyle. Right now, you can get 20% off when you go to takelean.com and use code Rubin. That's Rubin for 20% off at takelean.com.
Congratulations. You guys all have each other right now. Look, I'm very critical of Jon Stewart, but he actually did the right thing there because, first off, yes, Obama did extrajudicial, non-congressionally authorized killings of drone strikes of American citizens. And I don't remember it specifically, but I'll believe Jon Stewart when he says that they criticized it on that show. I actually will believe him on that. Now, the question is, did Mark Kelly, a Democrat, criticize Barack Obama at that point? I'm going to go out there and assume that the answer is no on that. But the other point that Kelly just walks into, it wasn't even a trap, but it's like, Kelly is like, well, if any reasonable person thinks that something might be illegal, and then Stewart's like, well, were the strikes illegal? And he's like, well, there's a 41-page thing and it's very unclear. And that's the point. That's the point. You can't just say to every member of the military, just think about it. You have to think about it. You're not a lawyer. You don't have a lawyer on retainer as a member of the Army. You don't have just a lawyer sitting next with you to decide, well, I don't really feel like doing that. All right, this thing just seems a little weird, or I would like a little more rationalization. Literally, the entire system would collapse on itself in a day if people were to do it the way that Mark Kelly was proposing.